Okay, let's see. Evangelical. Are you know you're misusing the word. That's just how I want to start it off on that note. That evangelizing is about spreading the word in the gospel of spreading the word in the name of Jesus Christ, not spreading atheism in the name of expanding your mind and stop living your life based on something that could be a lie that more than definitely probably is. Now let's go more into detail under okay if we're a religion. Okay, okay. We've been deemed legally that. I guess some people they do, we do, some of us, a lot of us. Because we've been dealing with it for a long time. And people living their faith, applying into their everyday life and whatever. It's a part of who we are, and apparently being a theist of whatever thing you never did claim it, whatever, um, became a part of who you are. But here's one thing: if we're some sort of religion, then we're some that also qualifies. I don't know. They say we're arrogant, but I'm gonna be arrogant here. We're better than you. Instead of useless clergy who more likely just went to school studying theology, they went to school, paid their tuition, probably like thousands of dollars, or even got some sort of grant or a scholarship just to study something that could be a lie. Silly as all hell. Now instead, for anything to replacing our clergy, um we have biologists, very brilliant biologists such as Richard Dawkins. We got ourselves a of course we got Darwin, though he was a little bit of a he was an iffy character. Well, you gotta see the time he grew up in. I wasn't surprised when I heard that he was more. A lot of people speculate that he was a racist, and by knowing a little thing on his background, I could see his disdain for women. If you really want to know, do research into him, his personal life or whatever. Anyway, and then you mentioned Christopher Hitchens. Well, notice that he is kind of like a highly educated man. So there's our version of clergy. We are the highly educated, while you have people who don't do anything but dress up in robes and sell you false hope. And shit. Basically, a lot of them they lie to you. Put in this dollar in this basket, the Lord will bless you for it. No, not really. Putting that dollar in that basket doesn't make you any more less likely to get into a car accident once you leave that building than anyone else. The chances are still the same. You didn't lower your chances. It didn't mean that if you weren't taking a car, you walked outside, and it didn't mean that you doesn't mean you still won't get hit by a car. It doesn't mean you still won't get robbed. It doesn't mean it doesn't do anything. Because I actually known people who right after church they do everything they do everything whatever. When the whole trip, everything around, they always put their money in. I would if what I could, but sometimes I don't know. Over time, I'm starting to feel like it was just a waste of time. I'm not giving any money to that guy. I'm giving it to this guy. And who the fuck is this guy? Fuck this guy. But anyway, move right along. Then they've still gotten into car accidents. They still have tragedies that befall them, their family. So you don't have any divine protection for doing it. So you're doing it for nonsense, no reason. While studying under things like evolution, chemistry, paleontology, carbon dating, all these other fantastic fields that help us unlock the secrets of our existence and of the once mysteries of our world, making them come to the light and have us get a full in-depth understanding of it. Instead of listening to lies, we hear the truth, and then not only do we have to listen to them, I could go outside and test certain theories out, and just off of observing, you can already see that certain things such as evolution. Now, a lot of people say that makes no sense. Okay, first off, beetles for instance, beetles have evolved. There are so many different types and other species of beetles, and they come from spread out to all different places. And sometimes they kind of live near each other or whatever. But a lot of them they've become so different. They've adapted so well and they've evolved into something completely different that they can't even mate with the other ones. That's case in point on that one. All that the creation thing could die. That's stupid. And and at least they're not hiding that we are the atheists, and they're only and you say with the whole of the people concerned representing faith groups. Well, it's because before that even happened, we were deemed a religion by the United States Supreme Court, and a lot of other places had deemed it, and I guess U.S. decided, yeah, let's make them a religion. They don't have a church, they don't really have clergy, but yeah, they're a religion. Silly, very silly. Anyway, so now we just reap certain benefits of it, like ever like since then, take making it so that no public school across the country can make it mandatory to have a pray time. No public school can across the country, besides Texas. I think Texas is starting to change its ways, but yeah, couldn't sit there and reference religion in front of our kids' science class or to them at all. So yeah, so I guess I think at first I hated it, but now I thank the Supreme Court for their ruling, giving us so much. Now it can truly become something respected as faith is respected and treated as a virtue. Now this can be treated and respected as a virtue, or it can be just hated anyway. Because it's like, oh, I'll label you religion now. No, you're all in the same boat. No, not really. I wouldn't just say if God came down today and showed me his face and showed me that Jesus was the son, I'd probably accept that. I don't know if I really want to worship it because of his everything's done beforehand before revealing himself. But, other than that, or Allah or Vishnu or anything else, I don't know if I might be a little iffy about worshiping it, but I would accept that it exists. I wouldn't have any choice but to believe because it's right there in front of me. Other than that, I've even talked to Christians who've and when asked phrased the question, what if you came in actual contact in their physical proof in contact with the guys of Hinduism? She directly, and I quote, she said I would not worship them, I would not accept them. They're like, she said, they're not real gods. They're demonic. They're fallen angels. They're not real. They're here to mislead you. So case in point, we're willing to accept it once you bring real proof, or real proof is presented, while you believe with no proof at all. So I'd rather live my life by philosophy based in with things based in facts that have merits intact upon expanding the mind and not being closed minded and retarded and being I can't go the homophobia thing because I meant homophobic atheist, so it's whatever. But at least they admit to it. Oh yeah, I don't really agree with homosexuality, or it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like having those type of people around me. That's fine, as long as you're not raving and ranting up down the street talking about how Jesus hates it. There's where the real quarrel is. At least you can say you don't like something for a reason, a real reason with tact. That's just your feeling, instead of masking it with your imaginary friend. Like, I don't feel that way. Jesus feels that way. There's a direct connection between that, but I'm not even gonna go into it. You have a nice day, have a nice existence. I just want to go ahead and clear that up and just pose it like that, using your logic, showing you how stupid once again theism is, excluding Taoism and Buddhism, two religions that they're considered religions, but actually, when actually asking like actual Buddhists, and actually getting to come in contact with actual, monks and things like that. Um, it's not a religion. It's a series of philosophies that they choose to follow, and there's no true consequence to it. There are certain things you do to make so you are a part of Buddhism, but it's not like this mandatory criteria, just like, you know, with Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Hinduism. So have a nice day. And for everyone else, when someone claims that atheism is not a religion or we don't have a god, don't use Buddhism as a scapegoat, because even though places in the U.S. and all over classify as a religion, it's not a religion. They will tell you that themselves. We're not truly a religion. They don't have a god. They don't have a prophet. You could say Buddha, but apparently, according to one thing, whether or not their book was written actually, or anything philosophy work came up with or written by Buddha or it was anyone, they have tact, they have merit, and they all abide by the golden rule: do unto others that you would want others to do unto you. That wasn't that didn't come directly from the Bible. That's just something that's been around since civilized people. Give it up. It's not your scapegoat anymore. It's been clarified. It's not a religion. Sure, it's classified as a theology because they do accept silly things like karma. And karma, I honestly believe that's stupid and it's not real. And reincarnation, stupid, not real. But they're not really a religion. Those are just certain things that certain ones accept. This is all a philosophy, not a true ideology, such as those that exist within, once again, all the Abrahamic faiths and then Hinduism. Alright, now I'm done. Man, do I rap.